The first thing that I want to say is that I think that Phil Spencer is continuing to do a good job, and he actually kept a promise that he made some time ago in getting Final Fantasy to Xbox, and it looks like they might have kind of gotten rid of some ill intentions or ill will that there was there between Square and Microsoft. And the other thing that I want to say is that what other head of a company would go to a Final Fantasy like festival or whatever, right? Like you would never see Jim Ryan go there and kind of get with the gamers. I don't know who the guy is for Nintendo, but you probably would never see someone like that go to, one of these things. And also this was just after all the Activision stuff where he was flying back and forth to deal with that. So, people really do dislike, I think, and when I say people, I think probably mostly PlayStation fans dislike Phil Spencer, and the reason why is because he's such a well-respected guy in the industry, and one of the reasons why he's so well-respected is because of reasons like this. I mean, he literally flies to Japan and make sure that all of the people that that are interested in Xbox is interested in them, and I think that that is a huge thing going forward. So when you see that Final Fantasy is finally coming back to Xbox, and there was some kind of I don't know, I don't know if we'll ever know the exact reason behind there not being some of these games. Obviously Sony pays some exclusivity or whatever for some of the games, but they were even like the pixel ones or the remasters or whatever, even those were not coming to Xbox, so they weren't putting a lot of stuff on Xbox. And hopefully this is a sign of good things to come from that. And at the end of the day, I think Phil Spencer is the guy for the job, and this is the reason why he's so respected in the industry. So now we start to see sort of things coming from that, but I wanted to get into this pretty much right now. So as it stands, Final Fantasy XIV is finally coming to Xbox Series X and S, as Xbox boss Phil Spencer pledged to do that back in 2019. Xbox boss Phil Spencer made a surprise appearance at Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest in Las Vegas to announce that the game was coming to current-gen Xbox systems. The MMO will officially be launching in spring of 2024, but an open beta will be launching alongside the game's upcoming patch 6.5 update, which is likely due in the coming months. Now, according to Xbox, the Series X version of the game will support 4K graphics, while both the Series X and Series S versions will benefit from faster loading times. The expanded free trial, which is available on PC and PlayStation consoles as well, will be applicable on Xbox too. It means that you'll be able to play through the entirety of the base game, A Realm Reborn, as well as the first two expansions, Heaven's Sword and Stormblood, up to level 70 with no restrictions in playtime. Once a player reaches level 70, they'll have to pay a monthly fee to continue playing the game. While the game is mainly an online multiplayer adventure, Square Enix has been implementing a system called Duty Support, which lets players take on content with a party of NPC allies instead of real players. And according to Xbox, by the time the game's open beta launches, the Duty Support system will cover all the main story dungeons from A Realm Reborn and the 4 content expansions as well, meaning you'll be able to play through the main story solo if you wish. The news marks the end of a lengthy effort by Xbox boss Phil Spencer to actually bring it to consoles. In 2019, Spencer publicly committed to bringing the game to Xbox during a media presentation at the XO event in London. Then last year he stated that he still hasn't given up on it. So again, we've seen that quite a few of the games go everywhere but Xbox. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come where Xbox gamers will be able to get these games and things like that. So I think that that is a very, very good piece of news. Like for me, it doesn't really mean anything because I don't care about MMOs and I don't care about Final Fantasy, but I don't have to, not everything has to be for me. Like people maybe start to understand that about me. Like that used to be my old mentality was, oh, well, if it's not for me, then screw it or whatever, but at the end of the day, not every game is for me. So, I have to kind of look at it that way, and then kind of go, okay, well, I can be excited or share in other people's excitement for something, even if it's not for me personally. And I think that's what I do here with this. It's really nice to kind of see that everybody is excited about it. And this wasn't the most exciting part of the announcement, by the way. Xbox and Square announced plans to partner closely on future games. So whenever possible, they're planning to bring their games to Xbox, which is another pretty big thing. Xbox boss Phil Spencer made a surprise appearance as part of today's or the other day's festival. It was announced that the game would come to Xbox. Following this, Spencer and Square CEO Takashi Kiryu confirmed that new plans have just put in place to partner more closely on future games, with Square Enix now expecting to bring a lot more titles to Xbox. Here's what Spencer had to say, and I quote: "We deeply respect the rich legacy of Square Enix, and we look forward to building on the relationship that we've established and bringing Final Fantasy to Xbox, and partnering closely with you and the Square Enix team on for future games." And here's what Square Enix's CEO had to say, and I quote: "As CEO of Square Enix, we want to continue to deliver fabulous games to fans across the world. And of course, we want to welcome the Xbox community as well. And starting with today's announcement of Final Fantasy coming in spring of 2024, and whenever possible, we are planning to bring our games to Xbox for players around the world to enjoy. We're really looking forward to working closely with Phil and the Xbox team to make that possible." So as everybody's probably well aware, Square Enix has been skipping the Xbox platform for the majority of its new releases in 2023, with the likes of, well, obviously Forspoken was bought and paid for, but like Octopath Traveler 2 was weird because that one actually did pretty well in Game Pass. They were actually on PlayStation and Nintendo, and Spencer admitted back in June that Xbox's relationship with Square required more work. And so it's clear to see that Phil and his team put in a lot of effort over the past few weeks to establish a healthy new partnership. So whenever people say, oh, well, they don't care about Xbox, they don't care about this, they don't care about that, I can kind of like point to this and go, hey, you know what? Look, this guy is sitting there going over, flying everywhere, trying to get all this stuff taken care of to make sure that the gamers have stuff to play. And I think that that's exactly why we start to see what we see from Phil and what we see from everybody. So I love seeing that people kind of are excited about the future of Xbox. They're excited about what's going on with Xbox, and it just makes a lot of sense that Phil gets some credit for that. If he's getting all the blame for for some reason he gets the blame for pandemics and gets the blame for this and that, and I always felt like that was a bum rap. It was like just bad luck coming into having a bunch of new developers, but literally, developing games takes time, more time now than ever. A lot of those developers had deals for multiplats or even PlayStation exclusives before they can even get started on the Xbox stuff. And then you have another situation like the pandemic, which puts a kind of a crimp in some of the plans, and we're just now starting to see it. No other head of Xbox, no matter if he was there or not, would have gotten them out any faster, but people just don't want to believe that stuff when you tell them. So I'll link this stuff. What do you guys think? What do you want to see come to Xbox? Let me know. Sound off, rate, come subscribe. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.